In today's somewhat sweaty Trade Saturday, we're going to take a look at a knife in the Smith & Wesson line from the Search and Rescue Tanto blade. This is the CKSURTC. That's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. So, as you probably already know, the folks at Schrade / Smith & Wesson / Smith & Wesson / Schrade, whatever, they're kind enough to send me a whole bunch of knives to review over the last few years. And one of the knives I asked them to send me recently was this one. It's the CKSURTC, the Search and Rescue Tanto blade. And I just thought it was a really cool looking knife and very useful looking knife. I like this. I like the style of it, and it seemed like it might be a pretty useful knife. So thought I'd check it out and show it to you. So there's that. So without a lot more rambling, let me just just a little more rambling. And by the way, in these Trade Saturdays, you're probably going to see a pretty good bit more Smith & Wesson stuff over the course of the rest of this year. Not because they're pushing Smith & Wesson, because they asked me to do Smith & Wesson. Honestly, just because I took a look at their catalog and I've reviewed a whole lot of Schrade and Uncle Henry and Old Timer stuff. And over the past couple years, I've been kind of not really been paying much attention to the Smith & Wesson, and they just look like they had some pretty interesting designs. So anyway, I asked them to send me the different Smith & Wesson models because I think they're cool. I thought hopefully you'll think they're cool. So there's that. So that's enough rambling. Hopefully I'll stop with the rambling now. So, and I am, by the way, in a state park, so the stump is several miles from here. So I'm going to take you down to the old picnic tabletop. We'll talk about the specs of this thing real quick, and then we'll get to doing some of that nice stuff. Okay, so once again, this is the Smith & Wesson CKSURTC Search and Rescue Tanto fixed blade knife. This knife features a 6.03 inch, or for those of you still stuck in that old metric system, 15.3 centimeter Tanto blade of 7CR17 high carbon stainless steel with an urban camo finish. It has a 4.47 or 11.4 centimeter deep grooved black rubber wrapped handle with finger guard. The overall length of this knife is 10.5 inches or 227 centimeters. It weighs just 8 ounces or 227 grams. The knife comes with a black ballistic nylon belt sheath with a snap closure, and the front pocket contains a little diamond sharpening stone. The street price on this knife is around 24 bucks. Okay, well, that's some of the specs and details of this CKSURTC. We're going to call this one the Smith & Wesson Search and Rescue. Man, I thought the breeze had kicked up and it cooled me off, and it's not happening. So real quick before we get to doing the knife stuff, let me go over a couple things with you. First of all, I don't know if you can see that even, but that's the butt cap and here, and this is kind of pinned through it, and you see it's got a pin on either side. So I'm not really sure what the tang configuration is on this. I'm not sure if it's just a stick tang, small stick tang, or if it's pretty much a full tang and next down to that pin there. I'm gonna try to find out from Schrade. I don't know, but it's definitely a classic combat style handle. Kind of like a K-bar, basically a Marine USMC K-bar or whatever style handle. Just a nice, almost round, but not quite. It's got a little bit of a swell this way, a little more this way, just tapers down with flares out to the little butt cap there, which is extremely comfortable. This rubber overmolded is just grippy. A little bit of thumb wedges there. Does have a nice finger guard on it, which makes it's important if you're going to use this knife for defense or for fighting, because it keeps your hand from sliding up on the blade. Altogether, I think the Tanto blade is very good for that purpose. Very stabby and pokey, and I think the camo looks pretty cool. I don't know if it serves any other purpose than looking cool. It does kind of have a swedge here to really give that tip really a very good opportunity, I think, to be extremely pokey. And then looks like the spine's pretty sharp. We may check that out. I got to tell you, obviously we're not at the Survival on Purpose Worldwide headquarters, so we don't have access to the cutting edge, state-of-the-art testing facility there, but we're going to try to make do here in the state park. I want to show you a little bit more detail about the sheath. First of all, it's just a standard nylon sheath that Schrade does a lot of. It has a belt loop on back with a Velcro and a flap there to kind of keep it secure. Snap closure here. On the back, there's some different ways of connecting that. You got MOLLE compatible stuff here. This actually rips off there like that. So several different methods for fastening this to different gear or whatever. Little leg tire strap here, and then Velcro and Fastech style buckle on the front with a little expandable pocket with elastic on it that has this little small diamond sharpening stone. Now look, I doubt this is the best sharpening stone in the world, but I guarantee you it'll take some metal off, a little bit of metal off to fix the edge if you need to fix the edge. So definitely, I'd rather have it than not have it. And there's plenty of room in this pouch for something else if you don't want to put the sharpening stone in there. So, but there's the knife. Again, this is more of a tactical knife, not a bushcraft style knife. But you know me, right? I happened to see something over there that really got me excited. I don't know if it's going to pan out, but I don't want to spoil the surprise for you, so I'm going to take you over there now, and we'll get to doing some knife stuff at my latest discovery, and we'll see if we can find something cool. Okay, so I happened to notice when I pulled into the picnic area here at this local state park, this pine tree just knocked down, and you know what pine trees mean, right? The possibility of some fatwood. So I thought that'd be a good idea, good way to check out the capabilities of this knife. Now this again is not a bushcraft knife, it's more of a tactical knife, but a knife's a knife, right? You might need to do some knife stuff with it. Now I've had questions about fatwood, by the way, and one of the places you can often find fatwood is at the juncture of a branch and the trunk. Now this feels pretty solid here, even though the tree itself is pretty rotted, so that might indicate that there's some fatwood there. We're going to check it out and just see. Okay, so let me get around here. We're going to do just a little bit of batoning here, maybe onto this. Just try it. It's a good opportunity. I found this big stick laying down there. It looks pretty solid. That feels, I'm going to break off the rotten part and see if we can baton into here and see if we wind up with some fatwood. Let's just give it a shot and see. Oh yeah, look at that. Would you just look at that? See that there? That orange color indicates the presence of some really nice fatwood. So we're going to cut that off, chop the whole thing off there. You can see it's really hard to chop into too. It's not like regular rotted wood. Let me just show you that. Look at that. So there's a little quick mini lesson about finding some fatwood. We're going to chip a little bit more of that off, do a little more batoning, let you see the capabilities. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, would you just look at that. Look at that. Whoa, baby. Smells so good. Okay, so this started out to be strictly a knife review, and it's kind of turned into a combination video of knife review / how to find some fatwood. Just want to show you that this is what was showing on the end of that little broken off limb. Just rotted, definitely criminally rotted wood. Nothing there. But as I chop down into the juncture of where the limb connected with the trunk, even though the trunk was rotted, kind of banged on it with the back side of the knife, spine of the knife, and I could tell it was solid, which is a good indication that it's fatwood in there, because fatwood just doesn't rot. It's got the same chemicals that make it extremely flammable are also kind of act as a preservative. But you can see the difference. There's the rotted kind, and there's the, oh yeah, like nature's gold there. And this is like, I'm telling you, can you smell that here? Just smell it. Does that not smell divine? So I'm going to split some of this out, do a little more batoning, maybe try to carve a few little feathers and stuff with it, and we'll just see if we can, like it's going to be a challenge, right, to get a fire going with this stuff. It's like really good fatwood. Okay, first of all, we're going to split this out. I've got it on the picnic table, which I wouldn't normally do, but it's a small piece, and we should be able to get the, should be able to do a little batoning there. So we'll go ahead and set it over here on top of the brace. Let me get to the side so we can see this a little better, and we'll just go ahead and wacka. So as it splits down, you can see where the fatwood kind of starts, and it starts in the center and kind of makes its way to the bottom. Looks like we got about that much fatwood going down, but we'll split it out again. Let's let's try it this way. Let's see if that helps. Let's get a little different life test going here. And split that up. We'll do it one more time. So one more time. All right, there's that. Now let's see if we can't carve out some fatwood feathers here. Honestly, I think the best fatwood is still right up against the trunk, still on the connected to the main trunk. But this should be good enough to demonstrate what we're talking about with both the fatwood and the knife. So this thing's got a pretty good grind on it. It sort of feels like a hollow grind because that's pretty much what they like to do over in the old Far East. I think it's just easier with using their machinery because they can just put two different wheels that oppose each other and go to town on it. But we'll try this. We'll give it one more little quick. Oh yeah, that's much better stuff there. Pretty good stuff there. Let's just see how well the spine scrapes, if it'll scrape any of this stuff here. And oh yeah, would you look at that? Great job there. Yeah, just look right there. Just very, very nice, fluffy, fine, cottony pieces of fatwood. So I have no doubt that this is going to go up really quickly here, but we're going to do it anyway just to see. Got my old strayed jumbo ferro rod here. Wow, look at that. I mean, it just lit like it was soaked in gasoline. Like I said, it's some really, really good fatwood. You can see all the black smoke coming off that. That's just another indication that you got some really good high potency fatwood. Okay, well, I gotta say I'm really kind of stoked from finding the fatwood. Again, I came out here just expecting to do a knife review and try to have a little different scenery than the old worldwide headquarters for you, and just happened to see the old dead pine tree laying there, and I'll cut in a picture right here so you can see what I'm talking about. If you see something like that, check out where the limb meets the trunk, because even though everything might look rotted, you might find some really good fatwood. And as you saw, that is like primo fatwood. But anyway, I digress. I came to you to tell you about this knife, and I gotta say, I don't know if it's a stick tanger or full tanger or whatever, but I beat the tar out of it cutting through that fatwood, and it did just fine. Did a great job carving feathers off the fatwood. I was honestly surprised that it did as well as it did scraping the fatwood and scraping a ferro rod. You know, it felt kind of sharp, but you never know sometimes with these coated knives. I'm really becoming a fan of the Tanto, whatever you want to call it, knife blade shape, especially for tactical fighting type stabbing stuff. I like this knife. I like the finger guard on it. The handle is very comfortable in my opinion. I think that whole Fairbairn Sykes style way back in the 30s and 40s in the fighting knives of World War II, that's like just a very classic handle design that just plain works. And it's just a really comfortable knife at around the $25, $26 range. I think that's a pretty good deal. So since we're not in the worldwide headquarters, that's probably we're gonna have to wrap this video up without doing the completely technical scientific testing that we normally do. You didn't think I was serious, did you? Okay, I know that somebody's going to complain about me sticking holes in trees, even though this one has already got all kinds of holes from pine beetles bored into it, and it's probably not long for this world, but just to lengthen and prolong its life as long as possible, we're going to stop there and call this one balanced. Okie dokie, well, that was a quick look at the Smith & Wesson Search and Rescue Tanto blade with the urban camouflage. For those of you who really are technical, again, it's the CKSURTC, and I think it's a really cool knife. Once again, thanks to the folks at Smith & Wesson and Schrade for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday and Saturday, and very often random videos throughout the week. You can check out another one by clicking right here. If you're not subscribed, please click down here in the corner and do that. I really appreciate it. Once again, My name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.